Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Welcome back for you guys that watch me regular. So now that I got this thing operational, I got to do a lot of TLC cleanup and all that good stuff, but I want to put it on a cart. And I think it needs to have 4 wheels, and it needs to be pretty heavy duty because the bugger is heavy, just shy of 500 pounds from what I understand. And of course, you know, my projects, I got to use what I already got just because that's the way I am. So I'll show you what I've accomplished. I've got about 4 afternoons invested in this already, and not a lot to show for, but a lot of time involved. So let me show you what I've got to work with and what I've accomplished. So these are the wheels I'm going to use. They were originally on a Jacobson wheel type mower, and it was pretty well junk, and I saved these, and I've had them probably pretty near as long as I've had this generator, which is a long time. Just been in the way, moving them around, you know, saving them. It took me almost 2 afternoons to get them disassembled, believe it or not. And what they were is they had a differential in the middle of them. It was right in between these wheels. You can see these wheels are quite deep, so that differential was in the middle, and it had these bearing assemblies were mounted on the outside, taper roller bearings, and then it had a sprocket on the outside. And the wheels were mounted, well, that was down there on this hub, and this is part of the differential. So as you can see, there's a lot of pieces to it, and it didn't come apart real friendly. This is part of the axle. This is part of the differential. I removed one gear seeing if I could figure out how to disassemble this thing, but it's not cooperating either, so I pressed it off that far because I'm using this metal for the project. And in order for it to steer, I decided I was going to use a front end which I've saved from scrapped lawn tractors. I have several. I picked this one and one other one, and I spent some time on this one and decided I liked the other one better to work with. But the other one turned into a nightmare also. These are the spindles out of it, and somebody had worked on it before, and you could not move these. They would not move. They were rusted in there that bad. They soaked them overnight. I heated them, and somebody had already worked on them pretty good. It's supposed to be a snap ring here, and somebody beat on them for a while, and they wound up putting a cotter key in. Finally got them so they'd move a little bit, and kept working them, and got them out. This one still has the snap ring piece. So this is what I wound up with in the end. Now I wound up cutting 5 inches out of each side. I cut it and then put it back together and welded it. And these were both the same size. They started out both the same size. That used to come out to here. I needed it narrowed down. Well, because I don't want taking up that much space in my building, because space is at a premium, and need to have clearance for the wheels to turn. So compared to the generator, that's about what it's going to be like. And the wheels, the outside ones, where are they? Okay. The outside wheels had this hub. And I've got two of them stuck in there again. And the inside had this. This was originally, you can see where I cut it. This was originally on there like so. Yeah, you didn't see that, did you? Because I'm not good at running the camera one-handed. Anyways, it was like that originally. And this other wheel mounted on that other plate, which bolted onto there. So they were in pairs by way of the differential. So there's a brass bushing in there, 1 inch. And of course these spindles are 3/4 inch. So I used the original shaft, and I made these bushings, bored them out on the lathe, and just go right on there, like so. And then the original shaft and bushings are on there, and they're in good shape. So let me assemble it roughly so you can get an idea what I got going on here, and I'm going to ask an opinion of you guys. And this is going to be the rear axle, not the wheels, just the metal part. And these are all rusted up too, and it's going to have to be short and all that good stuff, but that's the plan so far. So let me do some assembly and I'll be back. Did fail to mention that the reason I picked these wheels is because they don't require any air, and they're quite wide. Because that thing is heavy, and if you get out in the grass with some skinny wheels, it's going to be trouble. So, and the fact that I had them. Oh, I forgot to show you those two. I got this made. This is going to be the mount where the front end mounts onto. 5/8 bolt, so it can pivot. So stick her together. I was going to do it off camera, but you guys might as well see it too. Let's see. And this is threaded. Alrighty, see? Wash the front side here. Just gonna finger tighten this way, so that can move. Lock washer and that, which will lock it in place. Okay. Then I got these pieces of square tubing. These are pretty hefty. I don't know exactly what the thickness is, but pretty good. And I'm going to mount them on the bottom of that because I want to keep the center of gravity as close. vicinity. So take you off the tripod. And this is what it looks like from the front. And my original plan was going to be to cut a notch in here and bring this out a ways. But I think I'm going to leave it narrow like that. I think it's 8 inches. Of course, this isn't quite straight, but anyways, you guys get the idea. The generator mounts, I believe the holes are 10 inches. So I want to make L brackets for the four bolts to mount the generator, and I'll have some pieces welded in between, and the back axle will mount somewhere here solid to this, also act as support. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion about leaving that skinny. Now that's about the same as what a wheel horse tractor frame would be on the older ones in the 70s. So that's how far I've gotten so far. Of course, this bracket will also hold a tongue, which is going to come out here, and that'll be the pivot point for the tongue, and then the tie rods will tie into the tongue. And the handle I'm going to have so you can use it to move it around like in the building by hand, and also have a place to drop a pin down through so you can put it behind the garden tractor or four-wheeler or something to move it around. So that's the plan so far, but I'd like to get you guys' opinion on having it narrow like that. So thanks for watching so far. Let me know what you think. See you next time. Just in case anybody knows, I put this one on backwards. It should be turned around the other way. That's why it's so close here. It should be the same as this one.